Hello beautiful classmates and welcome back to another HellSquid-V video. That's right, it's me, HellSquid-V, here with a report of the book Dante's Inferno. Now first things first, let's start off with the author. Now Dante Alighieri, Argentina? Dante was a 13th century poet in Florence, Italy. Or at least for some time he was. You see, Dante, this dude got his pointy nose in some real big trouble. He was exiled from Florence, Italy in around 1302 due to a little bit of corruption and some governmental wrongdoings when he was prior of the city. Only 2 months into his job, what can I say? Dude's got some real bad luck. I don't know how else to put it. But it was in his 2 years of exile that he wrote the hallmark of Italian literature and his best work yet. Or at least Inferno, because that's the one everyone ever cares about. Hey, somebody say my name? Yes, I don't even like you. Leave. We were fun for like a good 3 days, alright? And then, you know, something came between us, alright? Look, I'm sorry, alright? You can't stay in my house anymore. Now, it was in the midst of Dante's dishonorable discharge that we realized the true theme of the story, that sin is part of human nature, and that no matter how we try to confront it, we must deal with it, and we must realize it as part of ourselves. Now, everything in this book can be related and centered to revolve around Dante himself, having to come to terms with the crimes he's committed in life, and how he's attempted to forgive himself before he deems himself worthy to return to his home, symbolically labeled Paradiso, or Heaven. Now, our story begins in the woods, and oh yes, the author himself is the protagonist of the poem, only further pushing the connection between himself and his own sins. And while on his walk, he sees a mountain, one that he knows would lead him straight to heaven, and yet before he may ascend that mountain, he is stopped by 3 beasts that block his path, and the angel poet Virgil comes to Dante. Summoned by the angel Beatrice, in fact, he was given orders to guide Dante through hell, and once the journey had concluded, the beasts will have consumed each other. Dante first starts to symbolize that sin is something that cannot be controlled with the first circle of hell, limbo. It is in limbo that Dante sees other great poets that are condemned to walk for eternity, yearning for God, as they were born before his arrival in Italy. These poets are still punished despite there being no way for them to have averted this sin. And in the second circle of hell, Dante is shown how those overcome by lust in their life are constantly being blown and swayed by terrible storms, as lust can sway and push a person to extremes. He meets Francesca de Rimini. In the second circle, Dante meets Francesca de Rimini, who had married a deformed Giovanni Malatesta for political reasons, and was later caught having an affair with his much handsomer brother, Paolo, and it is because that she was married, even if she didn't like him, that she was sent to hell for adultery due to her human desires. This can relate to Dante's life and how he had allegedly cheated on his wife for a woman named Beatrice. This name would obviously become inspiration for the angel and even one of his children. Another example, and probably the most important example, can be found in the 9th circle of hell, where those who have committed treachery lie. It is in this circle that upon the frozen lake that Dante sees the devil and 3 souls in history who have committed the worst treachery. In this middle mouth, Judas lies. An obvious choice, but in the left and right mouths, we get a surprise cameo from both Brutus and Cassius, conspirators who had killed Julius Caesar believing that it'd be the best for Rome. Their desire to save the Roman people had led to their eternal torment in the jaws of Satan himself. And even though Brutus and Cassius had killed Caesar, they did it because they thought it would help the Roman people, even save the Roman Empire. But little did they know that they were wrong. Their good intentions only further paving the road down to hell. By the end of the poem, Dante is ascended from hell to purgatory, ready to begin his path to heaven with Beatrice. In conclusion, this is him coming to terms with his own sins and wrongdoings, no matter their circumstances or reasons. Dante's real treachery, adultery, and longing for purity, all being manifested in this poem. The three beasts being gone by the end of his journey, representing his new acknowledgement over what kept him from heaven he so desperately seeks to find. The home he wishes to return to. That today has been HellSquid-V's analysis. Thank you, and please don't fail me.